When you start learning Japanese, you may get stuck on learning kanji. In February 2024, I could only remember about 150 kanji. 12 months later, that number hit over 1,500. That is a 10x growth. Now in this video, I will show you the correct strategy to create significant growth in your kanji learning. Most people get stuck because it looks so chaotic. There's over 2,000 of them that are recognized, and each one has multiple readings. But the real problem is that most learners try to memorize pronunciation, meaning, and kana all at once, but that's information overload. My breakthrough came when I started using the Nihongo Shinkansen Master textbook. In particular, the kanji textbook has all previously used kanji on every test at the level. I even created a Google document with all kanjis and paired them directly to English translations. This forced my brain to link the kanji's shape directly to its meaning. Try to understand the meaning first before the reading. This is the process of semantic encoding. It demonstrates how understanding definitions are more effective than sounds. So I trained my brain to connect each character with a concept or mental image. Learn to spot onyomi and kunyomi reading patterns instead of memorizing randomly. Every kanji has two main types of reading. Onyomi, which is the Chinese style reading, used mostly in compound words, and kunyomi, which is the native Japanese reading, used in verbs, adjectives, or standalone kanji. Understanding the difference helped me stop trying to memorize both at once. Instead of brute forcing every reading, I started spotting patterns. If it's kanji and another kanji, it's probably onyomi. If it's kanji and hiragana, then it's probably kunyomi. Knowing this is a massive time saver, so take a guess on how to read it with this rule, you'll very likely be correct. I've talked a lot about how I'm not a fan of flashcards. With kanji, it becomes easier to memorize them when you use it in context rather than spaced repetition. Through reading native materials and just coming across it, whereas flashcards reinforce your recall of kanji as if it's an answer to a question. Now kanji is so much more complex than that, so it's only going to slow down your progress. When I saw a word I studied show up in the real world, like shupbatsu on a train sign or happyo in an article, it instantly clicked. That kind of context reinforced the kanji better than flashcards ever could. I never wrote kanji by hand. Honestly, for me, it wasn't worth the time. But because I focused on meaning and visual recognition, my reading comprehension skyrocketed anyway. Now here's why this system worked for me. It's simple, it's repeatable, it respects how your memory works, meaning first and sound later. And it also helps you read native content sooner, which will also be a massive benefit to your growth. Before I found this method, I made all the classic mistakes. I tried to memorize every reading, even the rare ones, or I even used furigana as a crutch, so I never remembered the kanji reading. Very overwhelming. But when I focused just on meaning and dropped the kana, it all started to click. Here is an actionable step on how you can build your own version of the system. Open a spreadsheet or a note app and add 2 columns, kanji and English. Review it daily and add 5 to 10 new words every few days, and separate each vocabulary into topics such as work, school, sports, technology, etc. Simplifying this method is the key to success. Once I passed 1,000 or so kanji, things changed. I could understand about 70% of N2 level reading. Watching dramas or YouTube with subtitles became enjoyable instead of exhausting. I could guess the meaning of new words from familiar kanji as well. So it made Japanese feel like a language I could actually use, not just study. And if I started again from day one, I would stop using furigana, I'd start looking for onyomi and kunyomi patterns earlier, and trust that exposure would fill the gaps over time. So that's how I hit 1,500 kanji in 1 year. And I did this all while working full-time. Remember, it's all about semantic encoding and visual learning. These are the most structured, time-effective methods to fast-track your kanji learning. Please leave a like if this was helpful, subscribe for more content on Japanese learning, and I'll see you next time.